there are caucuses. Let me explain what a caucus is. The caucus is
when a bunch of penises fight.
Yeah. It's like a game of political Red Rover that nobody really understands the rules to and takes 8 hours. But anyway, Iowa votes in their primaries, the Iowa caucuses first, but the first state usually that votes in the primaries is New Hampshire. And I went to New Hampshire. They're very proud of that fact. They're very live free or die.
I think, wasn't that the place that had the Old Man in the Mountain? And then one day it was like they sold tons of Old Man in the Mountain merch. It was this thing that looked like a face in the mountain, and then that fell one day, and they're like, no. So this is all they have now.
No, they're trying to create like the world's biggest cheese wheel as we speak, like anything to get some shine back to New Hampshire. But the problem is the DNC has wanted the first state that votes to be a more diverse state, specifically more Black voters. So they had chosen South Carolina as the first state that would go in the primaries, not in New Hampshire. And New Hampshire got mad. So Wednesday, New Hampshire's top election official announced that his state would hold its 2024 presidential primary on January 23rd, defying the Democratic National Committee, which had urged the state to hold its primary after South Carolina. And weirdly, because they're going to do this, and I don't understand how this works, so I'm sorry, but New Hampshire's decision to defy Biden and the DNC means that the president who finished 5th in the Democratic contest in New Hampshire last cycle, remember the early Biden days?
So good.
So good.
I think back to those days so fondly.
So good.
When you were just like, yeah, Bernie. It's going to be Bernie.
No pandemic. Yeah. Bernie coming out strong.
Yeah, Biden was horrible.
So I guess there's something where because he wasn't placed on the top, he didn't file to have his name appear on this ballot. He's not going to officially appear on the primary ballot in New Hampshire.
Well, wouldn't that be better for him though? Because that allows him to say, oh, well, that's why I lost New Hampshire. I mean, or
he automatically gets a shoe-in. Like, I'm just not sure how that works with, like, if Marianne Williamson or
I think it'll be one of them, but I think he'll say, I wasn't on the ballot. The South Carolina was where the election or the caucuses and the primaries swung for Biden. That was where Biden became legitimate again. I mean, the reasons of that are I'm sure and we could go through again, but that was where it was. So there is this fear that because they have not had primaries anywhere, that's why he's avoiding these. So he's like, instead of taking the L, he's going to take the forfeit, essentially.
Yeah. I just think that's so, I mean, he'll be on the general ballot. I don't know.
It's so stupid. I mean, again, it's like the idea that the DNC is allowed to have the term Democratic in their name any longer is just height absurdity. No primaries. No interest in primaries, no interest in acknowledgement of this problem, and instead we'll just completely avoid. And it's really shockingly not going to help Biden in New Hampshire.
No, it's not going to help him anywhere. It's just okay. So this is, let's see. So Scanlon, this is back from New Hampshire because he argues, which by the way, New Hampshire is such a white state. Yes. He says diversity is not the real issue at play in this debate. At stake is who gets to determine the nominee of the party. Elites on a national party committee by controlling the nominating calendar or the voters. New Hampshire believes the voters of each state should decide who they prefer as a nominee to be president, not the power brokers in Washington, D.C. Have you seen our cheese wheel? God damn it.
As a man from Wisconsin, I don't appreciate you continuing to suggest that.
Have you seen
our old man in the mountain is cheese. So if you could find another
Have you seen the largest covered bridge in the world? There we go.
Thank you very much. But all those people that he's outcrying over are those are the similar systems that kept New Hampshire as the first one.
I know. It's just, but anyway, so the point is this, and I have thoughts. Which state, maybe the ones who don't pipe up as much, which state should vote first? This is first in the nation. The longest preamble to a very stupid segment and game, but
I don't agree,
not really a game.
I think my pitch.
Okay.
You can go first, but I'm just saying.
No. I want to hear your pitch.
I think my pitch is a way, like, this is an opportunity, right? So what is the best way to upend the system most with this vacuum that has been left there by the senility of Joe Biden? The first state should be, and I'm going to say it how I've always wanted to say it, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
If we allow Puerto Rico to that changes a lot of what the candidates are going to start talking about.
So you actually allow them to vote in the primaries because they cannot at this point.
Yes. So we are talking about a full statehood recognition.
Okay.
Which leads to them being the first caucus state.
I like that. That's a perfectly woke answer from you. Spoken like a jihadi.
By the way, I should point out that I have been unable to turn off the features on my computer that when I make human gestures do things like that. So that was not on purpose. It's on my to-do list. I've been in Australia. No, you don't get it. There's tons. You want another one?
Yes.
All right. How about all right.
Wait, Gareth, if you're listening, Gareth just gave the peace sign and a bunch of balloons flew up in his screen. This is not a feature on StreamYard, is it?
It's a feature on your Apple.
Okay.
So here I'll give you
any video you're doing?
Yes.
Oh, you got
this
fucked
is also
there.
the embarrassing one when it doesn't work.
It doesn't recognize you that you have. Oh my god!
Nope.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
You know, Steve Jobs is better dead. I think it's good.
There's actually, if I go like this, it shows Jobs as no, never mind. That was when it shows corpse.
Oh god, that is really funny. That was a thumbs down and a sort of rain cloud came over him. Obviously, the most populous state should vote first. California. Hello. Right here.
So you support Joe Biden?
No, this is a Cornell state. Absolutely. I mean, it's a Bernie Sanders state. My neighbor has a Marianne Williamson sticker, and I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty out there for someone who is never been kind to me.
They know about the Bitchuation room.
I guess, yeah, Marianne Williamson. Anyway, but here's my thing, and please tell me if I'm crazy. What if
I like it.
We all voted on the same fucking day? Why? Why is it staggered? Can we not tabulate correctly?
I can push back immediately.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that you're talking about shortening the election cycle to around a year, I would say then. And that for me, as someone who gets hit by the election bug every year, every 2 years. No, I guess
there's way too many trucks to be sold in the the spring Toyota-thon for the election cycle to be that fucking short. I just
think of how many pie shops are going to be closing on the east with your little plan.
I mean, exactly. All the diners that we won't get to hear like the racist thoughts of the people inside. But like, this is the tip. This is like, we don't all get to look at each other's test scores here. We don't have cheating here. It's a blind. We wouldn't look over at our neighbors, voting booth and say, what'd you put down for number 5?
I cheated a lot, but I know that is
same.
That, I mean, again, the part of how, I mean, our elections are so dumb by every metric.
Indeed.
But yes, that seems to be one that would help a lot for sure. Also,
I mean, and the whole momentum,
make them ranked choice voting.
Oh, well, 100% ranked choice voting. But it's also just like, the whole momentum thing is so weird, and it's also just more like there's just more money and
it
more.
Allows the media to tell you who is the best shot, who's the most presidential. Think about the Howard Dean scream. It gives you these opportunities to build up or tear down.
I love in the apocalypse, like, hey, how come we don't have? I mean, Howard Dean's not a savior, but it's
not
just
anymore. But for a minute, it looked like he could be until he was swallowed up.
Well, we don't have anything nice because a man gave Weird. And you know what, Gareth? It was weird.
It was not okay.
It wasn't of this
None
world.
of us are saying what he did was okay.
Do something normal, you know? Cheat on your wife, get caught with someone in a bathroom. Don't scream like that. Anyway, it's all dumb, but hey, I love that New Hampshire. So apparently also the Iowa caucuses are going to go first still, but it doesn't count since the caucus, but they're not going to tell us the results of the caucus.
Well, to be fair, they didn't in the primary last time either.
No, they did not. It took them many weeks.
But Pete Buttigieg won.
Yeah. I'm pretty
Shadow
sure
app or something.
Yeah, the app company won. No, like they're not going to tell us until Super Tuesday who won the Iowa caucuses.
Listen, let Iowa out. You do you, Iowa, you little weirdos.
So weird. Oh my God.
That announcement will really have great resonance on Super Tuesday, by the way.
I mean, no, it won't.
Before Super Tuesday.
But you know what's so okay? Last thing I'm going to say on this, it's just really funny as a Californian because I visited New Hampshire again in the primary of 2016 and talked to a lot of people. There are not that many people there. I sat outside of what is called a market basket, which is their like, you know, Safeway, Vons, whatnot. Sure. And it was really cute. And I talked to people, had them sit down at my desk of very important thoughts. It was very adorable. And so many voters had shaken candidates' hands. Like so many of them were like, I don't know, Hillary's grip was a little too strong for me. Or, you know, like Biden didn't finish his pie, or like all the things that like, you know, Bernie didn't, you know, jack me off to completion. Like there's so many. Like,
I have to get moving. Otherwise I would finish this.
Just so, like each one of them has been particularly catered to because they are so early. So I understand, like, it's cool to have met a presidential candidate. Yes. Like most Californians have not. And so, yeah.
No, that is what it is.
They want to feel special.
They are like, they met him. I have this friend of mine, and she's not a.
Willie Gus's comment is, "It was the mittens."
It was the mittens. I would, but these are porous. I have a friend who loves Hillary, and the reason she does is because she said something to her once. And I'm like, yeah, but all this that she knows. I know. But she said something to her.
I mean, that's apparently Hillary's very good, like interpersonally.
Yeah,
it's like great.
Sure, I don't know. That I would be.
It's the whole like they're a good man, or she's a good. I know her. She's a God-fearing. Like who the fuck? Anyway, anyway, if you're in New Hampshire, we see you. You're special. We love you. Yay! You're a special little snowflake, just like all the snow on your covered bridge. Your little windmill cookies or whatever the fuck you do and have. No, I actually like the people in New Hampshire. They seem pretty chill. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do it.